Yeah, I hope you're seeing this video, right? So this video, it is about a 5 months old girl died because of tear gunshot. So actually this article which is talking about Rohingyas issue. So already knows that this Rohingyas, they are persecuted minority. And because of this issue of Rohingya crisis and Rohingyas refugees in India, so what happened? So many a times, so there will be clashes which is going on. So in these clashes between these people and police forces, they use this tear gas. And because of this inhaling of tear gas, 5 months old girl child died. So please let me know who is the responsible for this death. As a responsible citizen, who is responsible? So please let me know. Yeah, good morning everyone. I am Ushashree. I am current affairs faculty in this Rathod's IAS. So I wish you a very heartily welcome to Rathod's IAS Academy. And please don't skip the video. Watch from first to last so that here you can get lot of important points and you can understand how to connect static syllabus with current affairs. Good morning to everyone. Yeah, please let me know who is responsible for the death of that 5 months old girl. Everyone is responsible, Priya. Okay. Sanskriti says government, Sunny says government. So please, you have to develop your own perspective. Okay. So today we are going to see current affairs of 28 August 2023 and we are going to see very important topics from all the point of view. We are going to cover from both prelims and mains point of view and even what are the current affairs we are going to cover that is important from both your state public service examinations and even from UPSC point of view. Okay, so first let us see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our today's Hindu PDF. So first topic is Manipur government plans to supply essentials to tribal districts. So do you know about this Manipur issue? So this Manipur issue, it is between which and which communities? Yes, Aditya, very good. It is between Kukis and Mijis. Yes. So who are in power now? So one of this group people, they are the part of legislative. So which are those? I am not asking about which political party, Sunny. Yes, actually this issue, it is a case of communal violence. So it is a clear case of communal violence in Manipur. So here two communities are involved. They are Metis and second one is Kukis. So here both they belongs to tribal community. But here Metis, they are the part of legislature. So what happened now, this Metis, they stopped essentials supply to these Kukis. So because of this now here Manipur government, which comes under part of executive. So this Manipur government now decided to send essential to these Kukis. Okay. So this is the crux of this article. So here there is no need of following every article daily. Okay. So here you have to see overall what is this issue. You have to see overall what is this issue. So which are the communities involved and why there are clashes. Okay. And you have to see what are the government steps. And if you are a future bureaucrat, so what are the steps that you are going to take to stop this type of issues in your district. Okay. So in this way you have to prepare any topic. And next topic here is about Shah urges police to adopt soft stance on tribal student unrest. So whether this tribal unrest is new in India? Yeah, my question is whether this tribal unrest is new in India or not. Is it for the first time you are facing this tribal unrest? No, right? So since modern history time onwards, since the British colonial period, okay, since British colonial period, we are seeing tribal unrest. So because of this British colonial period and the Britishers' laws and acts, that led to tribal unrest. So here what you have to focus exactly. So here you have to focus what is the meaning of tribal unrest. So this tribal unrest is also called as tribal uprising. And you have to see what are the causes for this tribal uprising. So these two are very important, and even you can draw a map here and you can see in which areas tribal arrest which are happened. So here this tribal unrest or tribal uprising during this British period, which not only happened in the mainland India but even in this north frontier province also, yes, we had this unrest. So you have to see some famous leaders of tribal unrest and you have to see some famous tribal uprisings. Okay, so that is your work. So please let me know which are the some of the famous tribal uprisings during this British period. Yes, very good Kavya. Very good Tejashwini. Yes, Balaji, you're right. Yes. So in this context, you have to see the details regarding this tribal uprising, and this tribal uprising is one of the favorite area of UPSC because earlier UPSC asked prelims based questions and even mains based question regarding these tribals. So now in this present 21st century, why we are seeing these tribal uprisings? Because of one important concept, that is economy versus environment. Yes, our government is focusing on improving of economic development, improving of growth in our country. So if you want to go for the growth or if you want to ensure economic development, on another side, infrastructure development is also very important. So without infrastructure development, we can't ensure development, right? So here, whenever we are going for development of infrastructure projects or whenever we are going for developmental projects like laying of roads, railways, right? In this forest areas, what happen, it will be affecting these tribals. So these tribal peoples, they belongs to forest areas and they normally live inside forest or the surrounding the forest areas, and they mainly depend upon this forest produce for their livelihood purpose. But because of these developmental projects, we are making them out of their habitats, and there is no proper rehabilitation and reconstruction for those people, and they are facing a lot of vulnerabilities. So this is harsh reality. So you can also search in Google regarding this Narmada Dam project and Narmada Bachao Andolan, and till now also the people who are alienated because of this project, they did not get proper rehabilitation. So this is a harsh reality. So if you are a district magistrate for that so and so area, so what are the steps that you are going to take regarding this rehabilitation and reconstruction of this alienated tribals? So please let me know fast. I will be waiting. Yes, I will be sharing the notes, Tejashwini, don't worry. That notes will be there in Telegram channel. The link is given in description box. Okay? Tejashwini, if time permits, I will be sending you the timeline of this tribal uprisings also, okay? Yeah, please let me know the answer for the question is, if you are a district magistrate, so what are the steps that you are going to take for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of this alienated tribals? Yes, Aditya, how can you ensure rehabilitation? At least 2 to 3 points. At least 1 point for one student. Educated the people, very good. Allocating land and giving them basic services, very good, Kritika. As I will follow TAC suggestion, okay. Employment opportunities, yes. Yes, you can make them aware regarding the movements that happen in history, because history always repeats and we can learn from our history. Next. Empowering women, very good. Giving them job opportunities through skill generation, okay, because this is an excellent point, Hina, because actually these people, they will be working, or they will be having their livelihood, because they will be depending upon this forest produce, and they will be using the traditional practices there. So they comes under the low skilled people, right, low skilled workers. So if they want to get the jobs, yes, skill development is absolutely very important for those people to ensure the livelihood when they comes to the mainland, okay. Yes, we can also focus on compensation. Yes, very good point, Aditya, that is, there should be laws safeguarding them and rights, okay, the land rights, yes. Yeah, I got very good point, so keep rocking, students. So now let us see the detailed analysis of this topic, because this is utmost important, as I said. So here, what is this tribal uprising? So why these tribals are against government? So these are the two important dimensions that you have to think. So tribal uprisings are nothing but, here whatever the tribal groups are present in that so and so forest area, they had significant inseparable roles within their Indian society. So in our Indian society, how this different caste people are there, so in the same way the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people, they were also a part of our Indian society. Right, so these scheduled tribe people, they play a very important role in Indian society, because the scheduled tribe people, they will be depend upon the forest, right? So they will be collecting the forest produce and they will bring back to that forest produce to the nearby markets, and they will be selling. So there we can see the cultural contact will come. That means the mainstream society people, they will come in contact with these tribal peoples in those markets, and they will be doing the trade there. So apart from that, so whenever there's summer season, so these people will go into the forest and they will be collecting some dried leaves, and as well as dried sticks and stems like that, so that they can use it as a firewood. So whenever these people, they are removing the dried leaves and the dried stems like that, so that will decreases the incidence of wildfires also. So in this way, these people, they are playing a very important role in society. So they will be decreasing the impact of these wildfires on the mainstream society. Okay, and next one here is, before their annexation and subsequent incorporation into the British territories, they had their own social and economic systems. That means, so before Britishers came into India, so tribals used to present in the forest. So they had their own systems of culture, they have their own beliefs. For example, you can talk about sacred groves. So they used to worship the nature, force of nature. So till now also this tribal people, some groups of tribal people, they will worship to the forces of nature. And even they have their own economic systems. Like earlier we used to have barter system, and till now in some tribal people, they will go for this barter system. So it is still existent. And next important thing here is, so because of this, British implemented new laws, okay, and because of this, what happened, that led to the decreased role of tribal people in their own habitats. So because of this, they started revolting against the Britishers. So this type of struggles which faced by the tribals, or whenever these tribals, they are leading to some clashes between government and tribals. So this type of events are called as tribal uprising or tribal clashes. So let me know, what are the causes for this tribal clashes or tribal uprising? Please let me know. is fast. Is what are the causes? Deforestation, very good. Violating their cultural identity, very good. Discrimination, public places, very good. Threaten to their life, dream big, very good. The next, main. No, I don't know Hindi. Sorry. Yeah, industrialization, the forest area, that is developmental projects and infrastructure projects, right? Yes, policies of government. Yes, these are some important causes for the tribal uprising. So let us see in detail. So first one is because of land alienation. So the tribal communities, they face land disposition and encroachments by colonial power. So why this colonial power, they started encroaching this land of tribal peoples? Because the forest, they are rich in resources. So if these tribal people, they are residing inside this forest, means what happened? So they can't exploit this forest resources, right? So because of this, Britishers, they want to send this tribal people from out of the forest. So this is the first important reason. And because of exploitative revenue system of Britishers, okay, so because of this taxation system, because of this exploited revenue system of Britishers, so it is also one important cause for tribal uprisings. And if you move, and even during this British time, Britishers, they came up with different forest policies, like Forest Department in 1864, Forest Act of 1865, Indian Forest Act of 1878. So because of these policies of Britishers, they restricted the access of these tribals to the forest produce. So because of this, yes, it mainly affected their traditional hunting, gathering and agriculture practices. And next important point here is introduction of intermediaries. So what happened now here, money lenders, they came into the picture. So because of this money lenders, they came into picture. So money lenders, they started exploiting these tribals. So it is also an important reason for this tribal uprising. And next one is cultural suppression. So because of the spread of Christian missionaries during this British time, so they want to improve education actually, but here they also started addressing the activities among the tribal groups. So because of this, so these tribal people now, they started that. So because of this entry of these Christian missionaries, so that started threatening their culture and their belief. So because of this, it is also one major reason for the tribal uprising. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Shall we move on? Yeah, okay. And next topic is governor's warning of president rule unacceptable. So here the key word you have to focus is president rule. So actually what is the issue? So for example, here we have center and here we have states, right? So in the states, we have state government. In center, we have union government. Correct? So here in the state, we have governor as a head. In center, we have president as a head. So here governor is nothing but he is a central agent. He is a center agent working in the state. So whenever this governor feels that state government machinery breakdown happened, so whenever the governance in that country is not according to the constitution, so this governor will send a report to the president to impose president's rule. So president's rule is nothing but it is one of the emergency provision. So how many types of emergencies are present? Please let me know even with articles. So how many types of emergency? So what are they? So which are the articles talking about that? Yes, article 56, very good. Yes, 3 types, very good Kavya and Aditya. Yes, Tilagati is 3. Yes, we have national emergency, very good Hina. Yes, very good Nawaz, 352, 356 and 360. So how can you remember here is 352 plus 4, 356 plus 4, 360. So if you add plus 4, then you can easily remember. So this is national emergency. Next one is state emergency, or we can call it as president's rule. And 360 is financial emergency. So which emergency which has not been imposed in India till now? So one kind of emergency had not yet imposed in India. So what is that emergency? Yes, very good. So financial emergency had not been imposed in India even once. So that fact that you have to remember. Okay, so here we have to see what is the issue here. So why governor is threatening the state government that I will be sending report to president to impose president rule. So that you have to remember. So for this you have to see the geography of Punjab. So one important problem which is faced in Punjab here is drug addiction. So actually if you see the border of India, for example, let us say this is India. I am drawing just quadrilateral here. So think this is India, and here we have golden crescent, and here we have golden triangle. So this golden crescent area and golden triangle area, so they are drug producing areas. So actually if you see India location geographically, it is sandwiched between this golden crescent and golden triangle. So from here also there is drug trafficking happening, and from here also drug trafficking is happening to India. And because of this location of Punjab, so drug trafficking is happening through this state, and most of this Punjab and Haryana is facing this drug addiction. So now the governments of this Punjab and Haryana, they are fighting against this drug addiction. So they are coming up with rehabilitation centers. Okay, so this is the main issue in Punjab. And now let us see why here governor is warning state government for imposition of this president rule. So because of this escalating confirmation, Punjab governor gave a warning of invoking article 356. So this article 356 talks about president's rule or state emergency in the state. So if you see some more details, so what are the important reasons? Why? So what are the situation that is seen in Punjab that led to the serious warning from this governor? So we have to know these reasons. So first one is because of rampant drug abuse, as I said. So there is a widespread of drug abuse is seen in Punjab. Because of this, it is raising significant concern, and even there is a new drug sales trend is seen here. So actually now government controlled liquor vends, they are seen in some areas. So because of this governor, he is showing some discontent towards the state government. And even recently one incident which happened in area called as Ludhiana. So in this Ludhiana area, so NCB, that is Narcotic Control Bureau, which had been sealed about 66 liquor vends. So because of this, it is also one of the escalating issue of drug addiction. And next one is there is disturbance in law and order indicators. So because of this, yes, governor said that we are going to come with a report saying that there is constitutional machinery breakdown in the state, so that president can impose president's rule under article 356 of Indian Constitution. So if you are talking about why here governor showed his discontent, because of two important reasons. Because actually governor asked to give a report regarding information of drug addiction to the CM, but here CM he didn't give any information. So it is deliberate silence. Okay, and next one here is government expressed dissatisfaction with the CM's reluctance to provide the request information. highlighting Article 167, which mandates for the CM to respond to the governor's request. So actually in our constitution we have an article which says that governor is the head of the state. That means if governor, whenever he is asking the required information to the CM, according to this article 167, so it is mandate, that means it is compulsory. It is compulsory for the state government to provide information which asked by governor. But here this article 167 is not followed in Punjab. So here the state government which is very much silent on the information which asked by governor. So this is also an important issue. Okay, so because of this, governor showed discontent and he want to give the report regarding constitutional machinery breakdown. So this is about this issue, and here you have to know about president's rule. And every time, okay, almost every once in 2 years you can get a question regarding emergency provisions in your prelims and even in your mains. So here you have to see some facts regarding this president's rule. So here which article talks about this president's rule? That is Article 356. Article 356 of our constitution, which talks about president's rule. So under this Article 356, okay, so under this Article 356, it empowers the president to impose central rule in state. So on what are the grounds? The grounds here is whenever there is constitutional machinery breakdown. So whenever there is constitutional machinery breakdown, a central government, that is president, can impose president's rule in the state, which is according to Article 356. Okay, so when that means whenever there are some extraordinary circumstances. So which is the time duration? So how much time here this president's rule can be imposed? Please tell me. So how much time this president's rule can be imposed? What is the time limit? Okay, Anjana, don't worry. Yes, very good, Hariharan. It is Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran. Yes, you can write Hariharan. You can mention president as a rubber stamp. Yes, very good, 6 months. But what is the time limit? For 6 months we can impose this president's rule, but till how much time we can extend it? So what is the maximum period? Ravi Teja, it is 3. 3 means what? 3 months? Not 2 years, Aditya? Yes, very good, Hina. That is till 3 years we can extend this state emergency or president's rule. Maximum period is 3 years. Very good. Yes. And now let us go back to Hindu paper. Yeah. One more interesting topic here is Dalit youth's murder in MP triggers political row. So actually this is the one very sad incident that I studied in, that I read in this today's newspaper. That is one Dalit who is teenager actually. So he was beaten by the sticks, and because of this beating, so finally he lost his life. And even his mother has been undressed, and even videos were recorded, and those videos became viral. So why even now also in this 21st century also the atrocities against Dalit, why they are happening? So not only this article, and there is one more article in this today's newspaper itself. So there are atrocities against Dalits. So already you know that we came up with different articles regarding untouchability, abolition of untouchability, and we came with different policies like reservation policy for the upliftment of these Dalits, right? And we came with number of schemes also. But even though why there are atrocities still going on these Dalits? So what is your perspective? So please let me know. I'm waiting. Yeah, hi Sham. So what are the reasons? What might be the reasons for the atrocities against Dalits? Lack of awareness and skills regarding Kavya. Please, can you expand this? Yeah, hi Rohit. Due to no implementation, yes, very good. So one is, even though what are the laws which are present? For example, we have SC/ST Atrocities Act. This is also called as Civil Liberties Act. So even though laws are present, there is no proper implementation. Next. Social inclusion, yes, because of backwardness, yes. Yes, lack of stringent punishment, very good. There is also lack of stringent punishment. Yes, lack of power, lack of judiciary available, because it is not of lack of judiciary available but delay of justice. Because of money power, because of money and muscle power. Okay. Yes, because of rigid social hierarchy. Very good point, Hari. Yes, because of poor literacy, Tejashwini. Yes, even there is also one problem like limited access to judiciary. Because we have the Supreme Court in Delhi, we do not have any regional benches of Supreme Court. And if you want to move towards the state, that is state level, that is High Court, means it is a very, very lengthy process. Okay. Yes, very good. So these are some points that you can include. And leave this city page, it is not at all important, and there is nothing much like which is important from our UPSC point of view, had not been appeared in today's paper. And you can directly move on to the states page. So here in the states page, I found one word important, that is SCAG. So what is this SCAG report? So what exactly the meaning of SCAG? So what is the abbreviation of SCAG or full form of this SCAG? Yes, very good, Ajit. It is also costly hearing. What is the full form of CAG? Which article talks about this CAG? Yes, Controller and Auditor General. So you have to revise some facts regarding this CAG. Okay. So this is very important. And if you move, you can directly enter into this editorial page. So this editorial page, first article, it is like about talking. So this article which is talking about India-China relations, and we are talking about this topic from last 4 to 5 days. So this is because of BRICS summit which had been concluded. That is 15th BRICS summit that held recently in South Africa. So on the sidelines of this BRICS summit, yes, we had talks regarding disengagement in this LAC region. So that is that topic. And this topic is very interesting and this is very important from your environment and ecology. Title says Himalayan blunders that are ravaging the Himalayas. So here you know that Himalayas are facing a lot of issues now. For example, in many Himalayan states, they had evidence of heavy rainfall. And apart from this rainfall, they also had issues of landslides and landslips. So you can also add the recent issue of Joshimath sinking of Joshimath. And you can add about 2013 Uttarakhand floods and even the incidents of flash floods. So these are the, and also you can add about this cloud burst. I gave like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 examples here. So how Himalayas are facing issues. So here this article says that because of infrastructure projects, especially the scheme here is Chardham project. So because of this Chardham project and because of this widening of roads in this environmentally sensitive area, so this is the one important cause for this ongoing disaster. So this is the idea of author. So this is very interesting and we are going to see that in detail. And here they are also having one more issue, that is India's Rohingya refugee children, they are not criminals. Why? Because 5 months old infant who died because of this tear gas, because of this inhaling of tear gas. So this is the video that I showed in the introduction. So first we have to see these articles in detail, and later on we are going to come back to the paper once again. So if you have any doubts, so please post me. And one more question I want to give you here is, which Indian state came under president's rule for maximum number of times? So see the options and let me know the answer. So I will see who will give the answer first. Sunny Kerala, Bihar, Kerala, Rohit A, Karnataka, Punjab A, Punjab. Okay. So correct answer here is Punjab. So here, first time in this Punjab, in 1951 president's rule had been imposed. Until now, 8 times this president's rule imposed in Punjab. So it is higher number of times. So congratulations for the students who gave this answer A. Okay, 1 minute. So I don't know what happened. So actually the next topic, it is about editorial session. Yes, I have to see actually the power disturbance which happened here. Yes, sorry students for the interruption. Actually there is power cut here, so please give me 2 minutes of time. So here actually the Punjab state, which had been entered into the number of times emergency, that too in this president's rule had been imposed, because of always law and order issue will comes under this. Okay. So here I got good replies from you students, so please rocking. So many of you said that Kerala, Bihar, but in Kerala and Bihar and Karnataka, there are nothing like high number of emergency had been not yet imposed, but in Punjab they had been imposed. If you have any doubts, so please post me in the meanwhile. Yeah, give me 1 minute of time. Yes. So the next topic, it is about Himalayan blunders. Himalayan blunders that are ravaging the Himalayas. So this topic is very important. So the first one is, you have to see what are the reasons behind this events that are going on. So already I said about the different events, right? So first one is cloudburst, landslides, heavy rainfall, melting of glaciers, everything. So author mainly said that we are going for building of bridges, roads, and we are going to have good infrastructure here, but these are done without proper environment impact assessment. So environment impact assessment is very important, but we are not focusing on that environment impact assessment. And without proper environment impact assessment, here what is going on is, so the clearances is given to the projects. So this is one important reason, okay. So this is the thing which mainly said by author. And author also said about the issue like this Chardham project, this Chardham Mahamarg Vikas Pariyojana. So it is a massive infrastructure project of around 900 kilometers of road widening. So whenever we are going for this road widening, so what will be the impact on environment? Please let me know. Thank you so much, Kavya Lucky. Yes, tell me what will be the negative impacts. So when you are going for widening of road, first one is we have to clear road. So if you want to clear the road, we have to cut down the trees. So because of this cut down of the trees, what happens? That will lead to soil erosion. And next one is instability in that region. And even that will decrease the green cover. That will decrease the oxygen supply and increasing of carbon dioxide. On another side, if we are increasing the road here, we are improving the movement of vehicles. Correct? So because of this movement of vehicles, increased movement of vehicles, that will release more greenhouse emissions. On one side there is increasing of greenhouse emissions, and another side we are also increasing the carbon dioxide amount. What happened? So these two will increase the global warming. And one more important thing here is, because of this emissions from these vehicles, so black soot will be also released. Like, so we can see black soot will be released, and whenever this black soot which is falling on this glacier means what happen? So this black color objects normally they will absorb more heat. So whenever they are absorbing more heat means what happens? The melting process will be furthermore accelerated. Right? So this is also one important issue which mainly said in this article. So these are the 2 points that you have to remember. Is it clear? So this is about the crux of this article. Nothing more, nothing less. So the need here is we have to focus on decreasing of emissions, and we have to focusing on decreasing of soot emissions from the vehicles, and we have to control the global warming, and another side we have to increase this afforestation or increasing of planting of trees. So these are the steps that can be taken, and whenever any clearances which is given by the committee, so there should be the proper environment impact assessment. So what is this environment impact assessment? Tell me fast. Do you know about this concept? Environment impact assessment? Have you ever heard about this environment impact assessment? No, right? Actually today there is a live to discuss doubts. So actually I got 4 doubts from the students. So I am going to discuss that doubts on live at 7 p.m. and I will be also adding this environment impact assessment topic also, because it's already around 47 minutes that I started Hindu analysis. I have a very limited time to complete other articles. So we will be discussing about this environment impact assessment in today's evening class. Okay? And if you move forward, another topic it is about Rohingya refugee children are not criminals. So actually, from which country this Rohingyas entered into India? From which country? Yeah, tell me fast. From Myanmar. Yes. From which state of Myanmar? Not Bangladesh, I mean, it is from Myanmar. So from which state in Myanmar? So they belong to which community? Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists or Hindus? So which community they belongs to? A fast. Yes, they belongs to Muslim. Good. Sunny, they are not Christians, they are Muslims. So these Rohingyas are Muslim minority. So in Myanmar, we have people belongs to Buddhist, or Buddhism is the religion in Myanmar. And next one is this people are Muslims. So what happened here is in 2017, atrocities happened against these Muslims. And this atrocities done by army people. And this Muslim people, they started coming out of this Rakhine state. You have to remember, this is Rakhine state of Myanmar. And they started coming out of this Rakhine state and they entered Bangladesh and India. So at that time, India also arranged some rehabilitation camps. And actually in number of times here, we are talking that we have to send back this Muslims, that is Rohingya Muslims to their country. Even in number of organizations also, India posed this point to send them back to Myanmar. So here one problem here is, yes, we have law regarding refugees, that is international law, but India is not signatory of this refugee law. So this is one great problem that we are facing in India, and you have to see that thing. So here this article says that a 5-month-old infant born to Rohingya refugee died in detention center because of inhaling of tear gas. Because of inhaling of tear gas, so 8-month-old infant died. So what is Rohingya crisis? Rohingya crisis, it is a humanitarian disaster. So these Rohingyas belongs to Muslim minority in Rakhine state, and because of this persecution and because of these atrocities of army, so they started flooding away, coming out of their state, and they entered into Bangladesh and India. Right? So if you're talking about this event of 2017, so United Nations which said that this genocide, it is a genocide. So this crisis which escalated in 2017 when a military group called as Arkan Rohingya Salvation, they attacked several police posts in Rakhine state, and finally that led to the crackdown by the security forces. And in these clashes, here the security forces, they killed thousands of civilians and also burned hundreds of villages, and because of this, that led to forcing of these hundreds and thousands of these Muslims to flee into the border countries like India and Bangladesh. And actually here United Nations said that this event as a ethnic genocide or ethnic cleansing. So after this event, even number of political leaders, they were also put in jail, like Aung San Suu Kyi. So actually here you have to focus on refugee policy. In India, there is no refugee policy. So this is one important issue. So we have internationally 1959 United Nations Convention, okay, and it's 1967 protocol, but India is not signatory. So because of this, we are not going to follow any refugee law in India. So this is one important thing that you have to remember. And here if you see what is the way forward, what can be done here. So this Rohingya crisis, it is a significant issue. Because of this, it deserves attention, and even it deserves an action that to be taken by the government to treat these Muslims. Okay, and we have to ensure that significant life and peaceful future for these Rohingyas can be ensured by the government, because we have to ensure the human rights for the people. And next important one is we can come up with a solution to address the cause of the conflict. And after addressing this cause of conflict, so these Muslims, they can be deported to this Myanmar. Right, so this is the thing that you have to remember. And I want to give you one main question for practice, that is, given the present scenario, does India need a formal refugee policy following United Nations Convention or its own refugee law? Comment. So here please take the screenshot of this question. So here you have to address, so how India can address this refugee crisis, because India do not have a law. So because of this, India can follow United Nations law, or India can come up with an own law. So please let me know. So persecutions are not allowed, okay? So please let me know your opinion and try to develop your own perspective. Okay, so now let us move on. So here one more article that you have to focus is the state of scholarship for minorities. Yeah, please let me know who are minorities and which are the articles present in our Indian constitution which protect minorities. So there is no political drama here, because actually this 5-year-old babies, they will be having very sensitive respiratory tract. So because of this, it may leads to the loss of life. Okay. Yes, Hari, you said that instantaneous irritation that can be happened, but that will be seen in adult people with well developed respiratory system. Yes, very good. 350B. In our fundamental rights, are there any articles talking about minorities? Yes, very good. So here, is there any need of providing scholarship to these minorities? Why government is providing affirmative actions regarding minorities? So do you have any idea? So here this article which is talking about Muslim minorities. So please let me know why government is providing affirmative action for the protection of these minorities. For empowerment, very good. Next. To give support, yes, Satya. Next. Yes, for the protection of interest of minorities, but why, Hari? To improve their status, very good. Is to protect their interest. So actually, in a community or in a society, so it is a part of both majority and minority. So it is a responsibility of government to take care of all the people, not only a single community. So because of this, government will be taking some affirmative actions for the protection of these minorities, because this minority is having the threat from this majority people. Is it clear? So now let us see this topic and what Adha wants to say. Let us see that. So actually in past few years, center discontinued two important educational schemes. Okay, so central discontinued two important educational schemes for religious minorities. Okay, so because of this, it narrowed the scope of another and gradually cut down of expenditure incurred on multiple programs of Ministry of Minorities Affairs. So yes, we have different ministries in our government, and these ministries will be taking care of their own department, right? So here it is the responsibility of Ministry of Minority Affairs to protect these minorities. But what happened, because of this financial constraint, there is discontinuation of two key educational schemes for minorities. So because of this, yes, this is in news now. So if you see here, if you're talking about data regarding minorities in India, so India is home over 30 crores. That means around 20% of people from religious minority communities. That means out of 100 people, so we have 20 people belonging to minority. So this includes 6 religious groups under the section 2, the class 2 of National Commission for Minorities Act of 1992. So under this we have 6 religious minorities which are present in India. So among these 6 religions, here Muslims, they make up largest religious minorities. And what are the challenges you are facing? So if we are talking about their participation in jobs, it is very, very low. And even if they are having jobs, they are working in informal sector and they are working for very low wages. And they are weak social security which is present for them. So because of all these things, yes, government need to provide some affirmative actions to bring them back, okay, as par with that of mainstream society. And if you see highlights of this article, it says that yes, we have Sachar committee report. So this Sachar committee report said that social, economic and educational status of Muslims in India. So this report is about social, economic and educational standings of Muslims, or status of Muslims in India, and it came up with 400-page report. So it said that, finally this report said that yes, we are neglecting Muslims in almost all dimensions in the development of country. So this is the one important report which said about the status of Muslims. And next one here is even Ministry of Minority Affairs data which said that we are having 6 central educational schemes. So those schemes include both pre and post metric, that means before 10th class and after 10th class. And under this, Maulana Azad National Fellowship, which has dropped around 7% in 3 years. That means 7% of finance which had been decreased to this program. So this program, it is providing scholarship to Muslims. And next one here is even Niti Aayog came up with a strategy document. It said that yes, there is a need to improve socio-economic status of religious minorities, particularly Muslims. So these are some important data which is given in this article. And the next topic here, it is about an undersea tunnel is a national asset. So do you know about this undersea tunnel? So which is the first undersea tunnel in India? Okay, Nawaz. Yeah, tell me. So which is the first undersea tunnel in India? At least in which state it is located? Not in Kolkata. Next. Not in Kerala. Satya. Next. A very good, Mahesh, it is in Bombay. To save mangroves, they came up with this undersea tunnel in Maharashtra. So here this article is talking about undersea tunnel in Kerala. So this article is very important because it is one of development in infrastructure projects. Okay. So here you have to know what is the meaning of tunnel. Tunnel means nothing but underground, right? So tunnels, they are underground artificial passages which are constructed without disturbing the ground surface. If this is ground here, so we are digging the ground and we are making the tunnels like that. So what is the meaning of undersea? That means under the water. We have this type of tunnels. So what will be the advantages? The first one is, so we will be having rapid transport system, and especially in big congested cities we can go for using of these tunnels. And next one is tunnels protect the system, that is railways, railway tracks, highways and lines, oil lines, etc. Okay, from the snow, rain, etc. So from this snow and rain also we can protect this tunnel system. And next one is tunnels avoid the troubling of surface life and traffic. And even if you're talking about the destruction, whenever there is any war-like conditions, so these tunnels will not be affected much compared to the roads, railways, etc. And they will be providing the cheaper route of transport, especially in crossing the mountain or river. Okay. And next one here is, especially in urban areas we will be having lot of traffic and lot of population, right? So because of this, in this congested areas we can go for building of these tunnels. So these are the advantages. And what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages here is, if you want to go for construction of tunnel, so initially it will be very costly and it will lead to financial burden on the government. And next one is, it requires skilled labor and technical supervision. It is very much important for building of a tunnel. And next one is, when you're talking about the construction of tunnels, the duration will be very high compared to that of construction of roads and railways. So this is also one important disadvantage. And next one is, if you want to go for construction of these tunnels, which requires advanced and specialized equipment. Okay, so these are some advantages and disadvantages of these tunnels. I talked about tunnels overall. I didn't focus on only undersea tunnels. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, let us see the articles which are important. So I discussed about this editorial page, and even in this op-ed page also I discussed this topic regarding this undersea tunnel. So if you have time you can go through this article, that is the importance of states in space missions. So this article is also important. And in this news page, so in this text and context I discussed about these topics regarding minorities, scholarship for these minorities. Yes, in this page you can say this article, it is important and it is also interesting that Supreme Court is going to hear plea on minimum distance needed between liquor shops and schools. So please let me know what is the link between the schools and liquor shops. What is the link between schools and liquor shop? Why we need to maintain the minimum distance between liquor shops and schools? So why? So please let me know about your opinion in the comment box. Don't forget about this. And next one is, government imposes restrictions on export of basmati rice. So already we know that government imposed ban on export of non-basmati rice. And I said that basmati is very much costly, so that we can export that to other countries. But unfortunately government took this step like stop the exports of basmati. Why? Because here people, they are claiming that we are exporting basmati rice, but instead of basmati rice they started exporting non-basmati rice. Okay, so because of this illegal shipment of plain white rice by wrongly classifying it as basmati rice, so they started exporting. Okay, so because of this step taken by the government to arrest even the export of basmati rice now. Is it clear? Any doubts? Yes, very good, Nawaz. In India, liquor shops are more as compared to the schools and colleges. Youth will addict more, very good. Yes, students can easily addict to liquor, very good. Yes, because of tunnels, yes, sometimes topography can be changed, but for that only we need skilled workers and trained supervision all the times. Yes, their mental health is not stable as compared to adults. So in this especially adolescent age, so people, they will be having tendency to move towards bad competitive of good, so that yes, we need to maintain the distance between the liquor shops and schools. If you move forward here, you can see one article that is women have handled key roles in space program, says Prime Minister. So this article you can write as a case study in women empowerment. Okay, so you can add this article as a case study under this women empowerment regarding case studies. Okay. And next one is ISRO releases graph of temperature variant on topsoil of lunar south pole. So actually you know that rover, so we have rover that is Pragyan. So Pragyan started work and already sent one graph regarding the temperature variation on south pole, and after within 12 to 13 days we will be getting the detailed report. So there you are going to study everything regarding this Chandrayaan mission. Okay. So until then you have to just see what is this. And this article is talking about the solar wind. So actually we have a plan for the solar mission, that is Aditya L1. Okay. So please let me know what is this L1. Okay. So please let me know what is this Aditya L1, or what is the meaning of this L1 in this mission. Fast. What is this L1? Yes, this Aditya, it is a sun mission to study solar winds. That is we are going to study chromosphere, photosphere and outermost layer of the sun using electromagnetic and particle detectors, that we are going to study in this Aditya L1 mission. So what is the L1? Yes, very good. That is Lagrange point 1. Okay. So how many Lagrange points are there? How many Lagrange points are there? Not 4. Yes, Abhi, we have 5 Lagrange points. So why? What is the significance of these Lagrange points? So please let me know what is the significance of these Lagrange points. Okay, that's all. So these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper analysis. So here we are going to have live at 7 p.m. We are going to discuss some doubts which posed by you itself. So try to ensure your attendance at 7 p.m. in the class. We are going to discuss doubts. Okay, so thank you so much for attending this session. So if you have visited this Rathod sites for the first time, so please do subscribe and please share the video for the other students also. That will be helpful for them. And by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.